As Sisters of St. Joseph, living in the 21st century, we believe in the power, presence, and love of God, working through an evolving universe, and in God's self-communication through Jesus Christ. As women of the Church, we recommit ourselves to Jesus' mission. As we move with the Spirit to bring about God's reign and seek to promote justice, to live lives of nonviolence, and to respond to the needs of our time. Believing that we are all created equal by God, we are committed to respect the dignity of all. Since women and girls do not enjoy this equality, we will strive to secure their empowerment by education, by advocacy, and by providing opportunities for them to develop their gifts and make their voices heard. As Sisters of St. Joseph, we embody a heritage of love of God and neighbor, of zeal for ministry, and of a vision of our interconnectedness with all creation and unity of all things in God. This vision began in an impoverished mountain village of France in the mid-17th century. Moved by the Spirit of God, a seemingly insignificant group of women joined the work of an obscure Jesuit and committed themselves to the needs of the people among whom they lived. They met daily in this little kitchen to pray, to share their hearts, and to make their plans. Of these first 6 women, 5 were illiterate. To support themselves, they made lace. To have a trade was to earn a living and to better oneself. And so the first educational effort of the sisters was to teach the trade of lace making to the mountain women of Le Puy. Amazingly, the community prospered and grew. Its ministry expanded. By 1650, it was recognized officially as a religious congregation. From the beginning, there were also groups of laypersons who shared in the spirituality and ministry of the sisters. It was said of the Sisters of St. Joseph that they did whatever was necessary. Then came the chaos and terror of the French Revolution. Convents were closed, sisters were thrown into prison, and some were martyred at the guillotine. The congregation was disbanded, and those who could returned to their homes. The dream seemed to have died, yet the charism and ministry of these women were still needed. In 1808, a woman who had narrowly escaped the guillotine herself refounded the Sisters of St. Joseph. Her name was Jean Fontbonne. She was known in the community as Mother St. John. Once again, the sisters examined the city. The times had changed. The Industrial Revolution was taking hold. A new model of ministry was needed. The congregation responded. They became teachers, and they adapted their convents, lifestyle, and schools to an industrial model. By 1836, they were numerous again and expanding. A request came from the United States. The Bishop of St. Louis, Missouri, needed sisters to teach children who were deaf. Three sisters left France and came to a primitive cabin in Carondelet, Missouri, to establish the first house and school of the Sisters of St. Joseph in the United States. At the request of the Bishop of Brooklyn, three sisters came to establish a house of the congregation in St. Mary's Parish in Williamsburg. Their assets were $10 in cash, a $5 gift, 4 beds, a few chairs, 1 table, and some utensils. Once again, they assessed the needs and set to work. They founded an academy and they began to work in the parishes. These were the times of the great waves of immigration that moved through New York City. These immigrants were poor. They brought their language and customs with them, and many were Catholic. The sisters founded schools, hospitals, and orphanages to meet the need, but mostly they became known as excellent teachers. By 1860, the congregation was numerous enough to move the Academy and Mother House to Flushing. Then in 1903, they acquired the property in Brentwood and established St. Joseph Convent, the Novitiate, and the Academy of St. Joseph, and evolved into the Sisters of St. Joseph of Brentwood. These were the early years. Under the leadership of dynamic women like Mother Mary Lewis, who founded 36 schools during her 40-year tenure as General Superior, the sisters earned a solid reputation as Catholic educators in the Diocese of Brooklyn. The expansion continued. In 1930, 4 sisters were sent to Puerto Rico to begin ministry there and to staff schools. In New York, sisters spread from Brooklyn all across Long Island. They continued to staff schools and to work in parishes. Besides ministering in parish schools, the congregation founded schools of its own, known as sponsored congregational schools. The Academy of St. Joseph, founded in 1856. St. Agnes Seminary, founded in 1878. St. Francis Xavier Academy, founded in 1887. St. Joseph Commercial High School, founded in 1904 from an estate willed by the Parmentier family for the education of young women. It was later renamed St. Joseph High School. St. Angela Hall Academy, founded in 1906. The Mary Lewis Academy, founded in 1936. Fontbonne Hall Academy, founded in 1937. Stella Morris High School, founded in 1943. Sacred Heart Academy, founded in 1949. Academia Maria Reina, built in Puerto Rico in 1966 in a partnership agreement between the sisters and a board of the parents. Bishop Kearny High School, purchased from the Diocese of Brooklyn in 1973 and made a congregational school. We continue to sponsor St. Joseph High School, the Mary Lewis Academy, Fontbonne Hall Academy, Sacred Heart Academy, Academia Maria Reina, and Bishop Kearny High School. Since 1916, the Sisters of St. Joseph have administered and staffed St. Joseph College. The mission continued over the years based on the needs of each particular time and the enduring vision of creating a world of inclusivity, healing, unity, and love. Sisters continually looked at the city and tried to create within their sphere of ministry communities of empowerment rooted in faith and service. But then religious life changed dramatically. Vatican II called women religious to read the signs of the post-industrial society, to update and renew their style of living, to expand their ministries, and to prepare to meet the emerging needs. It was a time of challenge and stress, of excitement and loss, of conflict and healing, and a time to examine our purpose and choose again. We expanded our mission into new and diverse expressions of ministry, with abused women and women who were ex-offenders, with children whose mothers were imprisoned, with immigrant women who needed language skills and further education, with the people of Appalachia and the Dominican Republic, with victims of human trafficking, with the elderly in need of care and companionship, with immigrants in need of advocacy, with the imprisoned, with Earth ravaged by abuse, pollution, and the destruction of habitats, in working nonviolently for justice and peace, and in a myriad of other ways individual sisters ministered in parishes and schools, on university campuses, as lawyers and healthcare professionals, as pastoral ministers. As women who have a history of doing whatever is necessary, wherever we are, we have accepted the challenge and we articulate it again. We believe that we create the future as we move with the Spirit in giving full expression to our giftedness as women in the Church, sharing equally in its mission, in living a life that is simple, prayerful, courageous, and compassionate. In proclaiming with prophetic voice the gospel to all people, in strengthening our corporateness as women in community, in demonstrating our belief in the dignity of the human person and the call to secure this dignity for all women and men, and in expressing our solidarity with the poor and oppressed. In faith and hope, we accept the challenges these beliefs imply.